Today on the grid, it is open Q&A day. You ask the questions, and we'll take a shot at answering them. My co-host is from Kyrgyzstan. He loves gyros with lamb. He's the king of Siam. He's friends with Jean-Claude Van Damme. He was disappointed when they chose Bram. He's a big fan of Wham. It's the real Rocket Man. Erik Kuna is here. We've got some awesome giveaways today, including a platypod and the platypod accessory kit, both of them. Plus, we've got the print copies of my new awesome book. We're going to be giving away one of those, and it all starts in just 30 seconds.
The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the tripod alternative that is changing the world. Everybody has a platypod. You should too. Go to platypod.com.
Well, hey-o, everybody. Welcome to The Grid. Scott Kelby here, along with my co-host, who is from Kyrgyzstan. He's a Kyrgyzstani photographer. A Kyrgyzstani rocket photographer, Mr. Erik Kuna.
Well, hey, Scott. Long time no see.
Yes, Mr. K. It's been a week.
Yeah.
So, hey, I got a real quick story about Mr. Kuna. So, last week on The Grid, it was last week when we were talking about, we did our blind photo critiques.
We were talking about it, yeah.
And a guy's image came up, and they were okay. Or I don't know if it's guys or gals. I don't know who it was. But a person, photographers, shots came up. And they were okay. I mean, they were like properly exposed, and they were okay. But it was like, you know, it was like a bottle on a table and a horse drinking water, and they were fine. But we were like, you know what it is? Like, you got the camera stuff down, but you're shooting like, oh, it's a horse drinking water. That doesn't make anybody go, ooh. You know, it's just like, oh, it's okay. Horse drinking water.
I've seen some horse drinking water shots.
I've seen some great horse drinking water shots. This was not one of them. It was just a very regular, just okay shot. It was a meh. It's like, all right, yeah. So on Monday on my blog this week, I wrote about that whole story, and the story was about a lot of it was about Erik, and what it was so you're shooting the stuff that's right there in front of you, and that's easy. But if you want to take great photos, you know, like one shot that came up during that thing was a shot of the Hungarian Parliament building in Budapest. Mm-hmm. Budapest, Hungary. Yes, Budapest. And it's a really cool looking building, and Erik and I are both like, ooh. Now, what's the difference? Well, one is showing us an incredible building in an incredible location. You may have never seen the building before, or you've seen it and you love it, and you probably have seen it. But if you've never seen it, you're like, ooh, where's that? You know, it was interesting. And a person might say, oh, well, yeah, sure, it's easy to take a great picture if you're standing in front of the Hungarian Parliament building. Yes, it is, and that's a big part of photography, that they went to Hungary and then they took the shot. And so what I talked about in there is like, are you willing to do what it takes to make great pictures? And I quoted Joe McNally, because Joe had told the story. I was at a workshop, and he told the story where he said, if you want to take more interesting pictures, stand in front of more interesting things. It was from an editor at Life magazine told him that. Want to take more interesting pictures, Joe? Stand in front of more interesting things. And he's, of course, done a lifetime of that. So this person is standing in front of boring things, bottles sitting on the table. It's an okay shot. So anyway, but some people will say, well, you know. But I used Erik as an example. And I'm like, you know, Erik, you know, drives hours and hours and hours in Florida, which, by the way, is not known as a state for Milky Way photography on any level. But he comes away with these great Milky Way shots. And then he, you know, as he's known as a rocket photographer, he obviously shoots professional rocket photography and shoots on assignment and for all these different companies. So, but it's a pain in the butt. And I mentioned that, you know, he'll go over there. He'll have to spend the night. He'll have to get a hotel room. He gets up in the morning. He has to wait hours for NASA to shuttle him out to the pad. He sets up all his camera gear, and it's a pain in the butt. When he describes it, I'm like, I'm not doing that. But anyway, he goes through all this stuff, pain in the butt, gets set up. Then he goes to another location, sets up more cameras, and they can just scrub the launch. They can just scrub it. Bad weather, a technical issue, anything, and they scrub the launch. It's happened to him dozens of times. When was the last time it happened to you? Where you went over there, you set up all your gear, you were all ready to go, and they scrubbed the launch?
Last night.
Last night. He went last night, set up everything. He's going again tonight. He's going to do the whole thing.
Tonight.
You got to realize, we live in Tampa. Cape Canaveral is 2.5 hours?
Matters on traffic.
Well, it depends on traffic.
2 hours and 15 minutes to 4 hours.
Yeah, it could be 2 hours and 15 minutes to 4 hours each way. So he could have anywhere between a 6 hour to 8 hour commute That's just getting there. When you get there, Eric, do you just walk up and put up your gear?
No, absolutely not. You got to go through clearance. You got to go through security.
It's all a pain in the butt. The whole thing is a giant pain in the butt. And he went last night.
But that's part of the process. I mean, I think this example is a little extreme, but it's part of the process of photography, right?
Well, no, it's not. Let me tell you why it's not extreme.
Yeah.
Because we will go to a landscape. We'll fly to a different state.
That's true.
We'll get up in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. We're going through the dark. We're hiking out there, and it starts raining.
That's true.
And you don't get a single. It's just
the
different genre.
Happens, yeah.
But it happens all the time. And so
yes,
anyway,
this is part of the process.
But this is just more of that story: is are you willing to do what it takes to make the shot? Anyway, I wanted to follow up on that.
So it's an interesting one because. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think that's where, I was posting something. I was saying my thing tends to be planning, patience, and perseverance. Those are kind of the things with the photography. Is you've got a plan to make sure, and that's when we're traveling or we're doing that way of setting ourselves up for the best success. And then a lot of times it's waiting for that great moment to happen. There's times I've gone to rocket launches where I don't share much because the rocket launches, like there was one a couple weeks ago where I didn't go to because I know in planning the weather was not going to be ideal. So I didn't go, but I had friends who went who they have 0 shots of the launch because the launch went off, but I knew given the weather, there was no chance. You only saw the rocket for 500 feet and then it went into a cloud front and then you didn't see it again.
And 500 feet is very quick when a rocket is taken off.
Yes, and especially if you're doing night photography, a lot of times you're wanting to, be off-site and a lot of distance. But anyways, bottom line is, you remember last week, I still think my favorite one from last week was that one of the London Eye.
The London Eye from across the Thames, yeah.
So it was funny because I don't think this is planned at all, but Ashley posted on our Member Monday, George, who is that photographer, right? And posts his article. Oh wait, they probably can't see this because I didn't start up my fancy dancy software.
Start your fancy software.
But, anyways, he's won a Best Shot member challenge, right? So they did a Member Monday, and I don't know if they can see my screen, but this is George's work here, right? And I love.
Ooh, he's got the long exposure stuff. Nice.
His pictures. But see, if you look at it, he's got stuff, like you said, from London, from different places. He is actually, so he's from Greece, right? Or no, not from Greece. He's gone to Greece here. Or no, hometown, Greece, yeah. So from Greece. Been doing photography for 4 years, and he's been a Kelby One member for 2 years.
Man,
so
he's got that
look at what,
thing.
I mean, look at those shots. And I said, that one of the London Eye, like, I want that in my home. Like,
I know,
that's
dude,
just
that
beautiful,
shot was
right?
lights out.
And I mean, it's just like, if you look at it, that's what it is, that process that you're talking about. He's done the planning. He's done all that stuff. He's waited for the right light. He's done all the steps, and now he's making photos. And that's what it is. It's about making photos versus that taking photos thing. Like people could take photos. I mean, that's what we all have a camera in our pocket anymore. We can take photos.
Sure.
It's what it takes to make photos.
To make the kind of photos that you want to make.
Yes.
Like to really make something special, to create images that make people go, ooh, or wow, or have some kind of emotion.
Here's the thing. Photography isn't for everybody. I think I've said that before in the show, like photography is hard. Like, and it's not that photography, the act of pushing a button is easy.
Not hard.
Right? Getting the exposure, that's easy. You've got to love with photography. If you really want to get into this, you've got to love that process.
Yeah.
You really have to love the process of making photos.
Yeah, because if you love it, then you will push yourself to do the things that you have to do.
Yeah, because there's times when you're like, I'd rather sleep, but oh my gosh, it's going to be so beautiful tonight.
Dude, that's every landscape workshop I've ever taught. Every of those, and when I do my travel workshops, we're up at dawn. We're on location before the sun comes up. And I think, I would love to sleep in today, but I want to take the picture more.
But that light hits, and you see it, and then what makes it all worth it.
Yeah.
But then you have those days, like you said, that it's
pouring rain.
You don't have anything. It's just pouring rain or overcast.
So give me those 3 Ps again.
So planning, which is a big one with me, like I'm constantly planning. Patience, because you got to have the patience. And then you've got to see it through, perseverance.
All right. So I have 3 Ps as well. They're slightly different from Erik's. They are Philly cheesesteak, Pillsbury, and pan pizza.
Yes. So speaking of those, we've got an episode today. If you got any questions, ask us anything. So if you want to know where the best Philly cheesesteak is, all that stuff. And my wife just posted that our car has 23,000 miles on it, and it's not even a year old. And that's unfortunately my fault of being a photographer that loves to travel.
Yep, Christy Kuna.
To get shots.
There she is.
There she is.
Our car has 23,000 miles on it, and it's not even a year because Erik's driving everywhere. Now, Erik's going to make the big drive again tonight. What are the chances it's going to go off tonight?
I put them at a 50-50 anymore. You know, the weather forecast is really nice. I mean, as far as but it's just 50-50 anymore.
Yeah, because it could be any little technical thing, and they don't do it. All right, we got a couple of shout-outs, but we are taking your questions. If you have questions about, and let's just give you a few topics: Lightroom, Photoshop, photo gear, photography, love, pan pizza. I will give you my update on the chicken sandwich wars. I do have my update on the chicken sandwich wars today. Yeah. So, but I don't want to give it away yet because.
Oh, the chicken sandwich wars! They're going.
Dude, I've had them all now. Okay. I did all 4 of them. I've got the definitive guide to the chicken sandwich wars, straight up. Okay.
There you go.
Also, we got some giveaways today. We are giving away a Platypod Ultra. No, not just the Ultra, but the accessory kit. The accessory kit. Yeah. It looks better when it's not upside down. So this is the multi-accessory kit, and it's got all kinds of cool stuff in it. It's got a strap that lets you strap your Platypod around stuff. It's got that little the adapter for like putting a flash or a light stand. Yeah, you can add other things to it. There it is, the multi-accessory kit. It's not just an accessory kit. It's a multi-accessory kit. We're giving away both today, so yay. And so we're going to give those away. Now, to enter the contest, all you have to do is, of course, leave us a comment. But what I would tell you is, if you have a Platypod and you want the accessory kit, say I want the accessory. Yeah, you have to let us know what you want to win. Here's what we're giving away. Accessory kit, that is one prize. Platypod, that's another prize. We are giving away, this is the hard copy edition. It's here.
It's in.
It's in. And I would tell you that it's in stock at Amazon. I told you it was some of the biggest pre-orders I've had for a book in years. It is completely sold out on Amazon.
Not in stock anymore.
It just came in stock yesterday. Is today the 10th?
Yes.
It was just in stock yesterday, and they are completely sold out of the paperback. Now, you can go get the Kindle version right now. You can go get the Kindle. It's available.
But they'll be back in print pretty soon.
In a couple of days. Yeah. Believe me, they're shipping more.
Yeah, they're shipping more.
But anyway, it is here, and it looks beautiful. They did a great job with printing it. Like, I'm always worried, as a photographer, the picture's got to look good. When you're selling photo books, the pictures inside better print well. And they did a nice job. I remember
being with you when you shot that shot on the cover
yes.
there.
I took this shot. This is an iPhone shot on the cover.
And you know what we had to do to get that shot? You know what we had to do?
Yes. We got up early.
Not only that.
Early.
We flew from here to Chicago. And then
Chicago to Germany. We drove from Germany to Austria.
Did a photo walk.
This is Hallstatt, Austria.
Went over to Hallstatt. Woke up early. Now we just got to the woke up early.
Yeah,
so
then we just got to the woke
up early.
Yeah, you can see the shot a little better there, taken on the iPhone, and all the shots in the book.
Beautiful place.
It's incredibly beautiful place. It's just it's magical. Yeah. But and we did what we had to do, and there were some mornings I did not want to get up.
You're on a different time zone.
Now Erik went on a hike one day up into the nether regions. I'm like, dude, I ain't going there. Yeah. It was like 1.2 million stairs, and hiking up the side of a mountain, and I'm like, I'll take that gondola up there at 9 in the morning. I'm not doing that long walk. Anyway, we got some shout-outs and some nice folks here. If you got questions, leave us one. If you want to win something, tell us what you want to win. We're giving away other stuff. What else are we giving away today, Erik? We're giving away the book.
What else are we giving away? I'm not sure what we're giving away.
Are we giving away anything else?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
We're giving away a SlickPick portfolio level account. So we got that. Go to slickpick.com. You can actually get 25% off. Anybody's watching the show, if you go to slickpick.com/Kelby1. We're also going to be giving away Boris Effects Optics. I love that program.
This is Erik's
but
favorite.
Yeah, I love this program. You know what it is? I'm loving it, but it's deep. Like, it's something where you could really get into this and do a lot of cool effects. It really is one of those things where you can kind of like make it do about anything you want it to do. Plug in to do all those cool filters and all that, but they have so many presets, which is nice, where you can kind of filter through the presets.
I love presets.
Yeah, so it's deep, but yet there's those little presets on the side, so it's nice. You just click it and you go, ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that.
So tell us what you want to win. You can say just the Boris Effects. You can say the book, whatever. Just so we get you the right stuff. Everybody in the world is calling me. Hold on now. This is my book editor. So this is my publisher calling.
He's like, hey,
let me see if he's got
books.
news. Is there any chance you're watching the grid and you have important news? Oh, okay, because we're in the middle of the grid and we're talking about my book. Well, I'm holding up the book, and we went to Amazon, and it's sold out. It says temporarily out of stock.
Yeah, what's up with that?
And then the phone rings, and it's you, and I'm thinking, I've got this great scoop from my editor. And you're not even watching, are you?
Wah, wah, wah. Well.
Okay. He's just winging this, but he said that the second shipment is coming. It's winging its way to Amazon. They'll be in stock very soon. Well, thanks.
Okay.
Thanks, Ted. I'll call you later, and we can talk about fun stuff like this when we're not live on the air. Bye, Ted. That's Ted. Okay. That was Ted.
There you go, Ted.
Ted's my editor at Rocky Nook, and just a really great guy. You've probably seen him on the show here before. He's been on as well. Hey, it is. We're past time for a break. When we come back, we're gonna do some shout outs. But next week is I can't believe the Wildlife Conference, the Wildlife Photography Conference is already here.
Yep.
Tons of people signed up from all over. You don't want to miss this. It's a 2-day conference, but here's the thing. You get the archives of the entire conference, all 21 sessions, for a year. So you can access them if you miss any classes, and we've got some killer classes coming up. Mm-hmm. So it's super inexpensive if you get it right now. But when's the early bird expire? It's like
the day before the conference.
Yeah. So you got to get it now. You can come a day early and check out this. We had a great session from Moose Peterson on what makes a great wildlife photo. So that's coming up on Monday. Tuesday, we've got classes. I've got a class on organizing your wildlife images. So I'm going to take you through the whole process, and I've got some things to show you, whether you're on Lightroom Cloud or Classic. We're talking about printing the next day. We just so many classes, so many great instructors.
I think they're going to show the little.
Oh, the clip.
Oh,
yeah. Let's take a look. We got a little trailer for you to watch here that explains it.
Right.
So watch that. Go sign up at kelby1live.com and click on the word Wildlife Conference, and we'll get you set up. So here, check this out, the official trailer for the conference, and we'll see you in just a sec.
Ask any wildlife photographer, and they'll tell you there's a pretty unique thrill that happens when you capture a beautiful wildlife image. You're right there in that split second where your subject, your camera, and your creative vision all come together to create something special. Great wildlife images help us connect to nature, and a great one can tug at your heartstrings, bring a tear to your eye, or help foster a personal connection with the species. A great wildlife photo stays with you, whether it's that image of a soaring bird in flight or a tiger stalking its prey. Being able to capture that moment, that natural behavior, their curiosity or their strength, it's a rare chance to study these amazing animals up close and personal. It's what's drawn so many photographers to this wonderful genre. Creating these truly unique images isn't just luck and a long lens. It's technique, it's planning, knowing the right locations, the right settings, the post-processing secrets, and having it all come together at the precise moment. It's part art, part craft, and a whole lot of fun. This March, a team of some of the world's most gifted wildlife photographers is coming together with one goal in mind: to help you capture the greatest wildlife images of your life. They're here to help you understand the whole process from start to finish, and how to capture the type of wildlife images you've always dreamed of. Images that make folks look at your images and just say, wow. You'll learn how to photograph their range of emotions and pro tips for capturing a rare glimpse into their world. The timing, the composition, the gear, the settings. You're going to learn it all from the best in the business. It's 2 full days online, and it's open to everyone who longs to create truly exceptional images of nature, its unique inhabitants, and their surroundings. This is the Wildlife Photography Conference, coming March 16th through 17th, 2021, with a special pre-conference session the day before on what makes a great wildlife photo. The breathtaking beauty and diversity of the natural world await. Come and join us on this remarkable journey.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by B&H Photo, the professional source since 1973.
Hey, we are back, so hope you'll join us. It'll be a lot of fun next week. Woo!
There you go.
All right. We got some shout-outs there, Mr. K.
We got all
hey, can I give one?
Yeah.
Because Larry Grace, my dear friend Larry, is in a great aviation photographer. He's been sending me pictures from some shoots he's done these last couple of weeks just to make me jealous.
Yeah, they've had the Heritage Place up there, right?
Yeah, he has some good stuff. He's a great photographer, a great guy.
So there you go.
All right. Now I release you.
Christy, all the way from Sicily, is joining us.
Ooh,
and then we've got Belinda from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. James from Victoria, Texas. We got Patricia from North Florida. We got Joanne from Ireland. We've got Flash Ventures saying hi to Scott and Erik from Maryland. Then we have Steve Goetz, which will be at the Wildlife Photography Conference next week from Prescott, Arizona. Stuart saying hi from Long Island. Heather from Oregon. June from St. Petersburg. The thing about you, or my name or whatever, yeah. So I think you were commenting on the
Erik's intro.
Yeah, the Erik's intro.
It is a poem because it rhymes.
Yes. JP's from Finland saying hi. Tommy from Kansas. Marianne from London, England joining us. We got people all over the world. So
from Poland, from Brazil, Carlos, and Met.
Oh, Victoria Pavlov's in there too. So,
Victoria Pavlov, the lovely, the charming, the fabulous, the creative.
There we got Dave Williams saying hi, and Kelmar Smith. So we got a bunch of people joining us today. So hopefully they'll ask questions like what the first one, Jack's asking, the best Philly cheesecake in St. Petersburg, Florida is a place called Paulo's Pizza. Paulo's Pizza and
All right.
Subs.
Next time I'm in I don't get to St. Pete a lot, but I would definitely try it.
I would try
All right, Jack,
it.
I got one for you. I think the best Philly cheesesteak so far I've had, I haven't been to Paulo's, but in Tampa Bay, is that place in Dunedin. You know the place I'm talking about? Their Philly, now West Shore Pizza, which is a chain based in Tampa, makes a very good Philly
I still think that the one in Dunedin's the best, but I still am partial to the one right down the street at Ellie's.
That's what I had for lunch, by the way. I had an Ellie's Philly cheesesteak for lunch. Ellie's is very good, but I'm telling you, I'm going to give you the name of the place in Dunedin for Jack. Dunedin, Philly, and I'm telling you, they're from Philadelphia, and they're really obnoxious about it. But their stuff is amazing. It is Delco's Original Steaks.
Yes.
Delco's. I'm telling you, it's
Dunedin. It's Dunedin.
It's in Dunedin, Florida, which is a suburb of Tampa. I know, and I've had a Philly cheesesteak or two. I've had Philly cheesesteaks in Philly.
Jack says he's been to the one in Dunedin, but Paulo's is better.
Really?
Ooh, that's hard.
All right.
All right. We'll be the judge.
It's on the list. It's on the list. All righty.
All right.
Some good questions here. Let's hit this one from
Graffiti?
Yep, graffiti joiners.
So Graffiti is saying to us, do you guys ever get your camera shutters changed after a while? I've never had a camera
not once.
shutter. I mean, I've got cameras that are old, probably with hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, you know,
nothing.
Erik bought a camera very inexpensively because for rocket photography, it does a ridiculous frame shutter speed.
Shutter speed, yeah.
What is it? 1/8,000th of a second?
1/16,000th of a
1/16,000th of a second. And it's how old is it?
Well, it's 21 now, but it was when I got it like 19. So.
It's 19 years old?
No, it's 21 years old now.
Oh,
when
it's
I
21
got it,
years
it was 19 years old.
21 years old. He's shooting rockets with it and publishing them.
Yeah, for $100.
He got it for $100. What's wrong with this guy? All right, so yeah, no camera shutters.
Still, it's my editor's favorite camera I use. It has a different look because of the shutter speed, and it uses the old CMOS sensor. So it just has a different look.
Has a different look. Everyone's looking for something different.
Yeah.
What's June have to say here?
So, June's asking, I have a question on the mixer brush in wet mode in Photoshop. I'm having difficulty getting the mixer brush in wet mode to pick up any color with the option button held down.
All right, I'm gonna phone a friend.
Where's Victoria?
Victoria Pavlov wrote an entire book on the brush, all Photoshop's brushes. She's a incredible artist. She knows the mixer brush inside and out. So you can either call me on the phone, Victoria, or just write the answer and we'll read it. But this one I have not.
She would definitely be the one to ask.
I don't use the mixer brush enough to know the answer to this question.
I would not either.
So I should have given a disclaimer.
But Victoria, we know Victoria's in the chat, so.
Yeah, I would give a disclaimer, and that is sometimes we don't know the answers. It's open Q&A day. It's not.
It's like
always good answer day.
And it's also sometimes if it was. The thing is, sometimes if it was working and it wasn't working now, it's maybe reset in Photoshop.
Could be a reset your preferences thing.
Reset your preferences. I mean, that's usually the answer for Photoshop weirdness.
Yeah. So the first thing I would try until we hear from Victoria. She's calling. Hang on.
All right.
Hello, Victoria.
Phone a friend.
Okay. The question is, on the mixer brush in wet mode in Photoshop, I'm having difficulty getting the mixer brush in wet mode to pick up any color. Even with the option button held down, it's just not picking up any color.
It works with a normal brush. The suspense is killing us.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell them.
Okay. So you have to change this. There's a couple of settings you have to change. You probably have specified clean the brush after every stroke. You want to hit the button that changes it. Yeah. You want to change it to load. So I think, yeah, that will probably do it. And her other thing is that there are 3 sliders. What are the 3 sliders for? 4 sliders. Wet. Yeah. Load, max, and flow. Yeah, put all those to 100 if you're not getting any color. One of those 2 will probably do it. Thank you, Victoria. You were very sweet to call in. Take care. Bye-bye. She's so awesome. It's one of those 2, Jim.
There we go.
There you go. We phoned a friend.
So I think this one you can handle, Scott.
All right.
So Gary L is asking, Scott, what's your opinion, or initial opinion, on your R6?
So the Canon EOS R6, it's trash. No, so Gary, I haven't got to shoot with it a lot. Unfortunately, I haven't had any big shoot. I got a big shoot coming up, an aviation shoot coming up, where I'll really get to try it and really, test it to the nth degree. Also, I'll get to try out my Tamron 150 to 600. I'm really looking forward to that. It'll be a lot of fun, and I'll be shooting with the Kuna man. All right. So far, from the limited amount that I've been able to shoot around my house with it, I love it. One of the things is, though, but it's not that I'm getting any really better pictures. It's not like I'm not shooting anything with a high ISO or anything that would really do it. What it is doing is it has all the little things that were missing from my Canon R. So my Canon R was a big jump up. But it's got all kinds of things like focus stacking and these things like they were just missing. They were just not there. It's got 2 card slots, which I don't really care about. But it's got 2 card slots. But there's a lot of little things about it that are better. Now, the sensor is dramatically better, but I've been only shooting around my house. Everything looks fine in nice, bright daylight. Where I really will be able to tell is when I'm shooting in lower light, which I hope to be doing at that air show, and also shooting, high speed and things like that, and high ISO and things like that. So I don't want to. I don't think it's fair for me to really just because all I'm looking at is it has features I didn't have, which makes me happy, and a really great sensor, but I haven't pushed it. So I don't really have a great.
I had 2 weeks with it.
Oh yeah, he rented one.
I did a Milky Way shoot over 3 days with it. I did an air show at that time and a rocket launch. So covering those different types of events. On the Milky Way side, I mean it is absolutely like. That's definitely going to be my next camera because for the Milky Way and all that, it is that perfect balance of the amount of megapixels, the sensor, the noise, signal to noise ratio.
Yeah, and you have to shoot
all
with
that stuff.
People don't
realize when you get
it.
up to that like higher ISO, it really starts shining.
And people don't realize that because normally when we're on a tripod, we're shooting at 100 ISO. Mm-hmm. That's not the case when you're shooting the Milky Way and the night sky. You're having to crank the ISO. So having that sensor would be incredible. Hey, I do want to tell you this, though. So a friend of mine, Claire Jones, is a top sports photographer over in the UK. Mm-hmm. She's trying out the R6, and she is not giving it rave reviews for sports. Now, I just want to tell you, I kept my 1DXs for sports. I did not buy the R6.
Well, what is the feedback on that, though?
It's not well, I can just give you. Let me read it
because like I said, I shot an air show with it in aviation. I mean, I could get maybe, but
but you know what it is with airplanes. You have a very predictable path. It's going from here to there. And with sports, you've got people moving and turning. I mean, it's a different type of focus. So I'll read you a little of what she said. But she's not digging it. She's not happy with the focus.
I haven't done
and she's really good. She would know. She's like lights out sports shooter. Let me find it here. But I just got it from her this morning, and I asked her. She said I'm going to be shooting it for. There she is. I'm going to be all right. So she said the results weren't great. The eye tracking does not work for rugby. Now, I would say that I don't think Canon would tell you with a straight face that the eye tracking was designed for sports. It is designed for portrait photography. It's designed for lifestyle photography. I don't think they would tell you use the eye focus for sports. I just don't think that Canon would say that's what it's for. I don't think that Canon would call the R6 a sports camera.
No.
Now, what I shoot it for are people, travel, landscapes, things like that, where that kind of focus isn't necessary. And like I said, with the aviation, I think it'd be fine. So she wrote, the eye tracking doesn't work for rugby. The players twist and turn and it confuses the tracking. I missed a try because the camera didn't retain focus when the medic ran in front of the play. I tried it where the tracking is set to auto, where it picks the best subject, which produced some very random results. So then I swapped to me picking the player to focus on, and that was better, but not great. And then I started to switch off stuff. First up, the people or animal priority went, no effect. Then I switched the focus tracking off and went with the old style servo focusing, which wasn't as good as the Nikon. So she's coming from a Nikon background. I doubt she's coming from a Nikon mirrorless. It would randomly lose focus on a player running in a straight line towards me, for example. The electronic shutter high frame rate had an interesting effect in the viewfinder. The flickering for each frame made it hard to concentrate on the play. It was very hard in bright sunlight. It also meant I had loads and loads of photos to sift through, though it was easy to ignore most of them because of the tracking issues. She's going to keep experimenting with it. She's going to stick with it during the warm-ups until she finds a recipe that works. But it's not a glowing review of the But again, I don't think, and I'm not trying to defend Canon, but I don't think that Canon would call that a sports camera. I did not buy the R6 to replace my sports cameras. I kept my 1DXs. 2 of them that I use for sports. And if I was going to go shoot a sporting event, I don't think I would take the R6. If I was shooting anything else, I would take the R6.
Yeah, but see, like I don't know. I mean, I think part of it might also be just gigging into some of the settings and modifying it from where you're at.
It could be, but you should not have to buy a camera and become an expert at the settings to get a focused shot.
No, so, I've heard mixed things. So that's what the thing is. I've heard on the other side, like I remember watching Jeff Cable did a video on it, raving about it. So like that's at the same time, like I've heard.
Now Jeff shoots sports. Was he talking about it for sports? But he's also the bar mitzvah king of California.
Yeah. So I mean,
he
there's
shoots bar
different
mitzvahs
things.
where I'm sure it's dead on the money.
But that's what I'm saying. It's I think it's different experiences for different people,
Well, I'm anxious to see
what
Claire comes up with as well. But
I will say, I
really trust her opinion because she really knows her stuff.
Yeah, because I will say, obviously the 1DX model is always going to be, that's going to be the best. But however.
Well, we got to take a break. Oh, it's.
There's a new one coming out. We all know the rumors are out there.
But it's going to be out. It's going to be too many megapixels. Too big, too expensive, too everything.
But it has a crop mode on it that takes you back down.
But I will say this: if they're right, so Canon rumors.
If they're right,
share your rumor.
For the price that they're at, if they're right, because of what Sony just came out with, and it went nuts. If what Canon rumors and even Nikon rumors is coming out on the Nikon side, it'll be Nikon and Canon are blowing away Sony at that point. Yeah. If the rumors are right.
They're probably right because I tell you what,
nowadays they're pretty good.
They're good their rumors usually pretty good.
Like
all right,
the Nikon and Canon are really sick.
Got to take a break. Got to take a break. Got to take a break.
Yes.
We got to pay the bills.
We got to take a break.
The bills got to be paid.
But if you got any questions, ask us.
Break. There's questions. There's questions waiting.
Yeah.
Let's go. We'll be right back.
My name is Rami Kazemi, and I have a brand new and a very exciting, refreshing class for you this time that focuses on color. This is a very specific class on how to use the different simple tools that come with Photoshop to make the colors pop. But not only that, we're also going to be focusing on how to create separation, because understanding color harmony is very important. And when you understand color harmony, then you can really start to create separation in your photographs and give it that depth that a two-dimensional file is missing. Now, I don't want you to think that this is only for landscapes, because when you talk about color harmony, you could use these techniques on anything really. It could be portrait, it could be any style. We're going to be talking about different real-life photo examples, and we're going to go through them, and we're going to take these photographs to the next level. I want you to come and join me on my latest class exclusively at kelby1.com.
Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs. My name is Serge Germany. I'm a French photographer living in Los Angeles, California, and I'm a fine art artist. I love SneakPeek because you can host all your photos online. You can share the best one through albums with incredible privacy settings. For example, you can just share an album to 3 people or for just a number of hours. They have amazing watermarking on the fly where you can just change your mind and watermark and redo the watermark or take it out, and it's instant on all your photos. Having an official portfolio is so vital today. Now they have an amazing launching deal where for just taking the basic subscription we're offering now, which is roughly $15 a month, you're gonna get a professional designer to do your website for you. All you have to do is fill in a form with a few data and you're good to go. A designer will design your website for you. So if you don't like web design, this is a great opportunity. I think we're better off taking photos and learning how to do HTML and CSS and getting the most perfect website ever. I mean, even if you were to go the route of WordPress, which I did for many years, having a WordPress is free, but you need to host the WordPress. And a good hosting service is between $10 to $20 a month. So all you have to do is click the link below and get the offer. You will get this special price, which is 50% off for the first year, but you're gonna get it for life. So get it now. I love my SleepPeek website. I love the business that it drives me, and I want the same success for you. Get it now.
For over 20 years, leading software developer Boris FX has made its mark on the film and television industry. Now, for the first time, our Academy and Emmy Award-winning visual effects tools are available for photographers. Welcome to Optics. Optics is a collection of 160 filters for Photoshop and Lightroom. Simply apply the effect and launch the interface. Optics features thousands of customizable and creative presets for photo editing and effects layering. The top tools include lens flares for cinematic looks, realistic night skies with star fields and moon generator, add lightning with on-screen interactive control, the Easy Mask tool creates masks with just a few clicks. Optics is available now as a plugin for Photoshop and Lightroom and includes the standalone application for macOS and Windows. Get Optics now for 15% off. Visit borisfx.com, add Optics to your cart, and apply coupon code KELBY15.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Canon.
Hey, we're back.
We're back.
All right, we got questions. Let's get right to them.
So Ramona's asking, I need to get a new tripod. Can you guys recommend a good tripod under $500? And I need it for landscape photography.
Yeah, we can, Ramona. We got all kinds of choices.
Yes. I will say that
go ahead.
The style, right? I would not want a center column. I would just want
not get a center
three
column.
legs and ball head. And so what would you, I mean? There's one that I have not bought it yet, but it seems like it's a knockoff. The Leo Photo, right?
Yep. Is that one from Ramy?
That's the one from Ramy. Leo Photo is the name of it.
How do you spell it?
Leofoto.
All right, let me see if I can find it. Leo. Does B&H sell it?
Yes, they do.
Leofoto?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there it is.
And I will say this, so much so that if you look at the first one that came up was the LH40 ball head attached to the LS324C, right, legs. They're even using almost the same numbers that Really Right Stuff
Like
uses.
that would be Really Right Stuff.
It'd be a RRS40.
Yep.
Like it is pretty much carbon copy clones of it, and that is honestly, the best tripod you can get for the money is a Really Right Stuff tripod, but you're going to spend a lot of money and have that, but you're going to have it forever.
But here's what's interesting.
You're going to have it forever.
While the ball head looks like the RSS,
yes,
the legs look like a Gitzo.
Yes, it's weird. It's weird. It's like clones.
But these are half the price of buying those brand names.
If not 1/3 of the price.
I would also tell you, but again, what Erik says is 100% right about the center column. Do not get a landscape tripod with the center column. That's a travel tripod. Also go look at three-legged thing. Let me see if three-legged thing has one without. Three-legged. It's the number 3-legged thing. And let me see if they've got.
These are not travel tripods.
Right. I'm looking for no center column.
Shoot landscape photography. I need a beefy tripod, which even when I travel, I bring a landscape tripod because if I'm going to go all that way, I don't want my images to be
all of theirs have center columns.
Bouncing around.
All of the three-leg things, all of them have center columns.
Yeah, it's because they're kind of going after that travel small compact.
Nope, I am wrong. They've got I see one here.
Yeah, it's Thing J. That one?
Yeah, the Thing J Carbon.
Yeah.
Not the Bucky, but they have one. So you might want to look at those ones that we were looking at earlier.
So
all right,
I had somebody that just also bought one of these Leo Photos, and I looked at it again. I'm like, man, I kind of feel bad like recommending it because I'm like, that's got to be some infringing some kind of copyright. There's got to be some kind of patent that's being infringed. Got to be something.
Got to be.
It's close.
All right. Or we'll just maybe. It's just our opinion. It's not a fact. Okay.
I don't know. It's a rumor.
It's a rumor.
Yeah. So question here from Lisa V is asking, I have hawks that have made it to my backyard. My backyard, their home. What's a good starting shutter speed for capturing them in flight? And also says Lisa wants your new iPhone book. There you go. So.
All right. Well, Lisa, it's honestly, it's very easy to freeze animals like flying, what is it, hawks? In the day. In the daylight, you're going to have more shutter speed than you need. Your minimum shutter speed would be 1/1000th of a second or faster. You're going to aim up at the sky at a hawk on a reasonable day, and it's going to be 1/4000th. It's going to be 1/8000th. It's going to be really fast. So anything above 1/1000th of a second will get you.
Yeah, and even if you push it, if you want them really sharper, like you get up that 1/2, 1/3, 1/4000.
Yeah. If you
it'll be really big.
But you're gonna. I don't think you're gonna have any problem. Here's why.
Yeah, he's right.
You're not shooting hawks at night.
Yeah, when it's full blown in the day,
you're
that's where you're gonna
no
be.
problem shooting
Just
aperture
make sure
priority
it's over 1/1000th. It's really when you get into those sunset, lower light, afternoon.
Dude, we got a ton of questions. We better stop. We better get to them. We got lots of questions.
So you would
Holy
say
cow.
they're just above 1/1000th, as high, and then as high as you can go given the lighting situation. So start
Yes.
at 1/1000th.
Yes, yes.
There you go. And that's the thing is, if you're shooting again near sunset, you're gonna have to boost your ISO to get to freeze them. So the next question from Mike is saying, when I download Lightroom presets, how do I access them from my computer?
All right, so all you got to do, you got to get them into Lightroom.
Yes.
So you've downloaded them, they're in your download folder. What you got to do is get them into Lightroom. So what you do is jump over here to my screen. Can you see my screen, guys? All right. Go over here to the collections panel and click on the plus sign. Now, wait a minute. Hold on. Right click on the title. Wait a minute. Where is it? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Hold on. Okay. It is the plus sign. Go to presets. Click the plus sign, and there it is, import presets. I'm clicking on the collections folder going, where the heck is it? It's right there. So go to the presets folder, choose import presets, find those ones you downloaded, and then they will appear in a folder in your presets panel in Lightroom. Boom,
Yeah, so
done.
that you could even drag them to Lightroom right on top of the Lightroom icon if you're on the Mac, and it'll just
Oh, yeah, on a Mac,
put 'em
you
right
just
in.
it'll pop right in there. All right. Let's see.
So the next video, TMB is asking, I watched your video about increasing the exposure maybe 20% before printing. What would your advice, would that advice still apply when having your photos printed through Blurb? So doing
I
like
have
a
not
photo
had
blurb.
to do that for printing to Blurb. I printed many, many books, as Eric will tell you, to
Yep.
Blurb. I have not had to go and do that. By the way, the video where I'm increasing the exposure by 20, actually in Lightroom, what we do now is we go to the print job module. Let me just show you. Take a look at my screen. It's a crap picture here. Can I find a better picture to look at? Or, well, whatever. Go to, I don't know what's going on here. Go to the print module in Classic. And then in the print job down here, there's a thing called print adjustment. And that's what you're going to use. It doesn't brighten your photo. It just brightens the print. So your photo stays regular, and then the what goes through the pipe to the printer gets, or saved as a JPEG for printing at a lab, gets increased. So that's how we're going to do it. We're not going to do the exposure by 20%. All right, next.
All right, so Nina's asking, I've copied my entire Lightroom photos to an external hard drive so I can verify everything is there. How do I get Lightroom to recognize the external hard drive, and do I have to delete all the photos from my internal hard drive first?
No, all you have to do is, and that's Nina. Hi, Nina. Go to your folders panel, which I hesitate to go there because and go to your folders panel, and you should see your hard drive appear there. Mm-hmm. And if you don't, here's what you do. Go over here and say add folder, right? Mm-hmm. When you go and add folder, add that folder, it will show your internal hard drive because now you're leaving Lightroom and it's bringing up your operating system. Add that folder, just a blank empty folder, call it test or delete me or whatever. Add the new folder to the other drive, and all of a sudden Lightroom goes, oh, there it is. Oh, Joey.
Now, the one thing that could happen in this case is because they were on her internal hard drive and she kept them external, if you go to add them in and you've already added them in, it's going to recognize them as already existing in the internal, so it won't add them from the external. So there's a little checkbox that says, because by default it's that don't import duplicate photos. So you could have that.
No, I don't think that's going to be it. I think what you'd need to do is this. It's going to still recognize the ones in your internal hard drive.
Yes.
You don't have to delete them, but what you have to do is just move them someplace else so the link is broken.
Yeah.
Like let's say that they're in your pictures folder. Just for a minute, take them out of your pictures folder, and Lightroom will put a question mark beside your pictures folder and say, wait, I can't find your pictures folder. Then you need to aim it at your hard drive on whatever folder is the same name on your hard drive, and then it'll start using the ones on your hard drive. That's it. It's just you got to re-aim it over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Nicole's asking, can you please explain megapixels and how they affect cropping, print quality, size, please? I'm considering switching from my old Nikon D7100 to a Canon R6, but they both have 20 megapixels. Does it matter?
Yeah, they're both still going to be 20 megapixels. One doesn't have more 20 megapixels than the other. They're both going to be exactly the same size.
But I think the megapixels, like what is the...
I'll start with that first.
Yeah.
So basically megapixels really mean how big can I make my final image. So the higher the megapixel, the larger you can make your print. So, a 6 megapixel camera is this big. You know, a 12 megapixel make prints this big, 20, 30, 40, big giant, you know, billboards. So the higher the megapixel. Now that's one part. Let me get to the second part. The second part is when you have a higher megapixel, you can crop in on the image and still have good quality. If you have a 12 megapixel camera and you crop in, it's not going to be awesome. So when you have a 50 megapixel, you can crop way in, right? Way in, and it's A-okay. So that's another big advantage to having more megapixels. 20 megapixels is a ton. I was shooting on my 1DX. I still have two 1DXs. They're 18 megapixels. I'm shooting sports with them. Our whole life is cropping in because when the play's at the other end of the field, there's nothing you can do. So I'm happy to have, what's the new one, 21 megapixels, the R6?
Yeah, 22. Yeah.
Probably won't be using it for sports anyway. I'll still be shooting an 18 megapixel camera, which is plenty. I've got huge prints off that. I've got a print behind my desk that is 40 by 60.
It's like it's most of your wall.
It's most of my wall. It's bigger than that. It's just gigantic.
It's like a person by another person.
It's like a person by another person shot right off that 18 megapixel camera. So I don't think you're going to have to worry about megapixels, but that's how they do affect cropping.
But that's how it affects it. And that's really the thing is I think when we see that number, we see then also like the Canon R, right? The original R had 30 some megapixels, right? So we're going, well, that's better, isn't it? And it's like, well,
it's not better quality. It's just
it's got more pixels.
You can crop away more.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's not going to like drastically change your images.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, hope that helps.
And then, so Tim is asking a question about, does Scott have any inside scoop on the rumors? I think, I don't know if it's cutting it off there, but I guess the rumors on the
rumored Canon EOS are
one.
The sensor is supposed to be 85 megapixel.
Global shutter, CMOS. You know,
All right.
Definitely looks like a beast. I agree.
I'm not supposed to tell anybody because I signed an agreement with Canon, but here's the scoop.
Yes, tell everybody right now.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know. Honestly, I swear I don't know. But even if I did know, I couldn't tell you because I would have signed an agreement that says I can't tell you. And we take those agreements very seriously here.
Yeah.
So, if we sign an agreement, we don't speak a word of it ever. And so,
I will tell you what you see online.
I don't have anything. I wish I could tell you.
Yeah, probably what you see online is, again, the rumor sites.
I'm thinking the rumor sites are correct.
They're pretty accurate.
And I would say if they're off by a little.
Yes. So there's obviously a large megapixel
Did you see the
sensor.
depth of what they had? It wasn't just like, hey, we're here in 85 mega. They're like, here's the list. Somebody spilled the list.
Well, yeah, and those rumor sites are driven by if they keep on posting the wrong thing, you keep on not going back there.
Yeah.
So they're very sensitive
accuracy is important to them.
I would say the Nikon and Canon rumors that released this last week are pretty accurate.
I'm thinking so. All right, we got to take a short one. When we come back, we've got more questions, so don't go away. We got our giveaways coming up. You probably won something. Some of you did for sure. And we'll be right back. Don't go away.
Have you ever struggled to take beautiful images of your children? With squirming infants, busy toddlers, and uncooperative children, it's no easy task. I've been a professional child photographer focused on my craft for over 10 years, and I've discovered that as technology changes, so too has the ability to photograph fleeting moments, and it's now easier than ever. You'd be surprised to learn that all these photos you are seeing were not taken with fancy equipment, expensive lenses, or lights. They were all captured with an iPhone. Hi, I'm Tracy Sweeney, newborn child and family photographer, and I invite you to join me in this class, where I'll teach you the secrets of how to take amazing photographs with the camera that is always with you. You'll learn how to take better portraits, choose lenses, capture children in motion, and edit images that you'll want to share with the world. Come check out my class to learn the tricks of the trade and capture memories to last a lifetime.
Would you believe us if we told you that you could fit studio lighting in your pocket? Well, Lytra has made it possible. Lytra is a global award-winning brand that designs and manufactures professional-grade camera lights that are compact, rugged, and waterproof. Whether you're using Lytra gear in a photo studio or underwater, Lytra's mission is to provide content creators with flexible and unlimited lighting tools that can mount on any camera, anywhere. Their lights come with a high CRI or color rendering index, making them some of the most color accurate lights in the industry. Due to the light's compact and rugged design, photographers are able to use the lights in ways that their studio lighting never could. Lytra has also made multiple lighting accessories available to fit your every need as a creator. Whether you're shooting portraits, nailing a product shot, or even flying your drone, they have got you covered. Lytra enables photographers and filmmakers to focus on their craft and create something beautiful. What will you create?
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the world's most compact tripod base.
Make sure you don't miss any episodes of The Grid by subscribing to Apple's podcast app or iTunes. It's free, and we even have a special audio-only version too. So sign up today.
Hey, we're back, and we're hitting the questions. So
all right, so
let's go.
We got a lightning round coming pretty soon, right? So here we go. So Mac's asking, so Scott, you taught at the Depth of Field conference this last week over at B&H. And the fan you used in the Depth of Field conference no longer exists, the fan you talked about.
Any suggestions on making, I love that fan.
Any suggestions for making hair look as gorgeous as you made it look? So is there another product?
I would get this. So Mac, how you doing, Mac? I would get this fan right here, since that one's no longer available. You want the Mole Richardson Mole Effect wind machine?
Oh, that's a great one. I've used that one before myself
it's
too.
It's an 18-inch fan.
I sold the car and I bought that.
All right, so Mac, I'll tell you what it is. It's not the brand of fan. We've used all kinds of fans. We've gone for years. We used one from Lowe's. It was a floor fan. The only difference between the floor fan at Lowe's and the other one is it's just easy for you to adjust it because you don't have to bend down. That's it. It's a fan is a fan.
I mean, you could take and make that by taking a stand, taking some zip ties and zip tying a cheap $12 one to it.
Yeah, you could just literally just go to Home Depot and get. Now we bought an expensive. Well, no. These fans that we're talking about that they use in Hollywood, they're like $1,300.
You bought one that's almost as good.
I bought one almost.
It was like that tripod thing earlier.
Yeah, it was like
almost as good, but like $100 or $200.
Yeah, it was like $150 or something, and it blows like.
Oh, it's like a hurricane.
But here's the thing, Mac. What I would tell you is to make. You said any suggestions for making hair look as gorgeous as you made it look. Don't blow too much. Like don't get a big fan that just blows a ton of wind. You just want a little movement in the hair. You don't want the hair flying around. It's not a fashion shoot. You want a little bit of movement and life to the hair. So the thing about that fan is it's not that powerful, so it doesn't move the hair that much. But literally, Mac, go to Home Depot or Lowe's, get a small fan and keep it on a low setting. You just want some movement. You don't want, them to be in a storm. And I bought one that puts them in a storm. Now the one we have has a remote and it's like zzz, but man, it's like I was trying to find the one I have. B&H doesn't have it, and it's from China, and a big surprise.
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
Now this one's very popular. Honestly, all joking aside, if you show my screen, this one is very popular. The Antari special effects fan.
Yeah, like when you go to studios, they'll a lot of times have that. Or
and it mounts. You can get it to mount and all. But that's $775. I think if you spent $75 on a fan, you spent.
I'm telling you, you can go to Lowe's, get the little portable fan, mount it on something, and it's going to be for like $25. You're going to have the same thing, same effect.
Everything that he just said.
It's a fan. That's what it is.
Global Instruments makes a nice 24-inch one that's already on a stand. And also, there is a nice photo, makes a photography studio wind hair. It's from Walmart. You can get it at the Walmart.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can get it at the Walmart.
Yeah, it's nice photo. NICEFOTO, the SF05. I see it for $133 is as cheap as I see it. Walmart's got it for $153. And these are designed to tilt back, and they call it. It's a studio photography wind hair machine.
You can even take a reflector and just fan the reflector.
We have done that.
We've done that before.
And they have this,
the reflector.
Yeah, and here's another one, the Mugcast Studio. It's got a stand and everything. Yeah, go to Amazon. Amazon's got them coming out the wazoo. And then, of course, there is the Conair 1875 just hair dryer, which is there. Oh, here's the one I use. This is mine. This is at home. The Remington, this purple one. Yeah. I use this one at home.
All right,
it's really good.
Round. So
if you were wondering, if your question was, what hair dryer does Scott use at home? This is the
Remington.
one. So
there you go. All right, so Norma's asking a question here about Photoshop. So I just purchased I believe this is Bink. Bink monitor to go along with my Mac. When I open Photoshop, the colors are very saturated. It's not like they were before when I had Photoshop 2020. Everything is calibrated to, so I don't know what to do. So I imagine the monitor is the difference here, right? So
but what? Let's go check go into your edit menu down to color settings, and let's see what your color settings are. Like when you say your thing is calibrated, what is your RGB color space? Is it set to ProPhoto or sRGB, or did you calibrate the monitor and are using the calibrated profile? So I would go and check that. I got a feeling, Norma. Ooh.
And these things are mixed, where you've calibrated the monitor.
Yeah, you've calibrated the monitor, but you're using the wrong profile.
Yes.
So I would go check that. I think that's where your problem lies. All right, next question.
So Erik is asking, when you print, how much white space do you leave around the image, and what is the best way to create that? So basically,
I'm going to tell you. Hold on, let me find a photo. I'm going to answer this question. I have a decent answer for you.
All right.
Hold on. Don't move. Don't breathe. Don't make a sound. Let me grab an image. Hold on, because we'll do it together. Let me just grab a photo. What do I have to do to find a photo on my own computer? Hold on. It's not in there. Nice. Hey, you know what I will do? Mac was talking about that I did a session for the B&H's Depth of Field conference, which was yesterday, Sunday and Monday, actually. And I want to show you, I'll show you one of the photos she's talking about, because I think, with any luck, I have it right here.
Well, while you're looking for it, you got it?
Yeah, I got a bunch of them here, actually.
All right.
So if you take a look on screen now, these are raw out of I haven't done anything to them. You can see the fan in the shot there on the right, so you can see the different shots. And there's a little bit of movement in the hair. It's not blowing everywhere, but it's just a little movement. And that's. Let me actually. I don't think I have. Is this image there? Can I open it up a little and show you so you can see her hair a little better? Yeah, so you can see it's just a little bit of movement. It's not going everywhere and all. All right, that's that. But what I wanted to show you was, let's go ahead and print this. So let's say we want to make a print of this. Of course, I would go to Photoshop and get rid of that stupid stuff. All right, so here's how you add space. In Lightroom, you're going to use a different layout style. Let's go to single image. And I created a template with white space around it. You add white space by going to the layout menu over here. If you go to layout, this is where you can control where your margins are. Now, I usually use a template that has the ability to go all the way to the edges, right? So my template for printing usually has my margins set at 0. This one is not. So let's choose one that's full bleed there. Hold on. Do I really not have my margin set at 0? Come on, sheeple. No, my margins are all set to 0. Okay. So for some reason, oh, wait. Maybe I just got to squeak this. There we go. So this is printing all the way to the edges, right? So all you want to do is come over here to your margins and just drag them in. Just drag them in the same amount all the way around. 2, 2, 2. And there's 2 inches all the way around. And here's the trick that I would give you, Erik. the higher you want to charge for the photo is the more white space you need to leave. If you want to charge a lot more, make it a lot smaller. You really want to increase the price here, go to 3 inches. And then I would probably move the bottom up a little bit. So let's move the top down. So you have more of a fine arty look with more space down below.
That's worth more money right there.
That's worth more. But yeah, Lee, the amount of white space should be based on how much you want to charge for the print. All right, Gary's got a question.
So Gary has a question. What is your experiences with purchasing used lenses through sources like B&H or Nikon? I'm considering purchasing used tilt-shift lenses, but still hesitant.
Don't be hesitant, Gary, because let me tell you why, Gary. I've used lenses before.
Yes.
Think about this, Gary. Ask yourself this question. How do you treat your lenses? Like a baby, right? Yeah. That's the one thing. We'll let our camera bodies get beat up, but we treat lenses like,
I think the quality, when you get down to it, B&H, KEH, MPB, they're all the different. Even buying from
all certify and check.
They have that quality. Yeah. Like they'll say right in there, like if you want to buy a camera, you want to buy a lens, and it's damaged, they're going to tell you. So as long as you're buying the quality and what you expect for the price you're willing to pay,
yeah,
absolutely. I'd rather buy through them than eBay.
Yes, eBay, all bets are off.
I mean, if it's excellent condition. Well, yeah, excellent to you. Or to that seller is totally different than with somebody like B&H or KH where they're going through that process.
Go to a reputable source, you'll get a great lens.
I've never. I mean, that's the way to go, honestly. That's the way to go.
Okie dokie.
So Deborah's saying, what color besides black would you choose for a portable background curtain, white or gray?
Okay, so here's the thing. If you buy white and you don't put lights on it, it becomes gray. So I always recommend white because here's what you do. To make a white background look white, I kid you not, you got to push a ton of light onto it. Usually 2 lights to make a white background white, solid white. Sometimes you can get away with 1 flash and just at 100%, but I generally think in for a decent sized backdrop 2. If you don't light it and just set it up in your house, it's gray, it's light gray. If you move your subject 10 feet away, it's dark gray. If you move them 14 feet away, it's black. You buy 1 piece of paper, you get white, light gray, dark gray, and black all out of 1 paper. Buy white. So easy done. All right, go up a little bit. There's another. Did we miss that one? No, I'm sorry.
No. So Judah's asking, I'm thinking about upgrading my Canon 6D and not sure which way to go. A 5D Mark IV and R6. What are the pros and cons of these?
Don't buy the Canon 5D Mark IV.
Don't buy the Mark IV.
Don't do it.
You're going. I mean. I would.
It's the past.
I'd rather you buy the EOS R than the 5D Mark IV.
Right. Now I don't know what you're shooting, so it's hard. If you said I'm a portrait photographer, if you said I'm anything but a sports photographer, I'd probably say get the R6. The R6.
Well, even you're a sports photographer, the 5D Mark IV and the R6. I mean.
The 5D Mark IV is so slow.
Yeah, it's like. That's what I'm saying. I mean.
Click. You'd be like, what? And the R6. Click.
I mean, you'd have to look at like the price difference and all that, but
don't get the 5D Mark IV.
If you're gonna get the 5D Mark IV,
I'm surprised it's not discontinued.
Go get the EOS R, just because that's going to be a better thing. But if you can get the R6, and again, if you're getting into sports, then maybe that's the only exception here.
All right, next, go.
So Lisa's saying, I'm heading to Tampa next month near MacDill. If you could go to only 1 location to shoot wildlife in Tampa, where would you go?
There is a nature park in Odessa, Florida, that for whatever reason is just full of bald eagles. I mean, just full. They literally, I used to live near there, and I would have 8 to 10 of them land in my backyard, like big, glorious, giant American bald eagles. And so that is certainly one place. You can also go to Big Cat Rescue. You can go to Big Cat Rescue. You're going to have to shoot through. Oh, the last person does not shoot sports. Get that R6. You will love it.
Yeah, definitely.
You will love it. And when you get a 5D Mark IV, which I have, you're going to go, well, this seems so old-fashioned. That's because
you don't want to do that.
No, you don't want to do that. Okay, so back to our story. Big Cat Rescues here.
Now it matters, like shorebirds, you could go over. Also, we've got some like bird places over on the coast. You could go.
I thought I was going to do birds. I do eagles.
Yeah.
Let me get you the name of the place. Hold on. Hold on. Let me
because
find
we have some nice shorebirds type locations here, but then we also like you're saying, there are those places that you can find the bigger game or the bigger birds.
Yeah, and you're going to be right here in Tampa. I'll have the name here for you in a second. It's why can't I find it? Oh, I'm gonna have to go to Google Maps. How embarrassing!
Yeah, so shorebird, you'd have Sanibel Island. You can go down to Caladesi Island.
Caladesi Island's very nice.
Yes.
That's another one, Caladesi.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. I got to go to Google Maps.
Caladesi Island would be closer to where you're going to be in McDill, so that'd be one. And then there's these bald eagles.
All right, I've almost got the name. It's Brooker Creek.
Oh yeah,
Preserve.
Brooker Creek Preserve. Yeah.
Booker Creek Preserve. I don't know
why.
Right
in Pinellas, it's the top of Pinellas County. It's all like kind of mapped out
Eagle
up there.
City. It's Eagles to the cows come home. So that's someplace I would consider.
Yeah.
For big cats, go to Big Cat Rescue. And
I do like Caladesi.
Whatever happened to her husband? That is such a...
Oh, I guess if we start digging, we'd figure it out.
Yeah, I don't... You guess if we start digging, we'd figure it out.
Just saying. All right.
I mean, it's just so weird how he just disappeared.
Yeah, disappeared.
Carol Baskin's husband disappeared without a trace.
So Bruce is asking, are there any advantages to using the camera manufacturer's processing applications like Canon's Digital Photo Professional?
No.
The only thing is if you're using their dual pixel RAW thing or like whatever, like you have to go through it, but like I can't think of like, or if like Lightroom or Photoshop doesn't come out with an update for the RAW yet.
No, I can only think of one thing. If you were in your camera and you set your picture style to like vivid, when you open it up in that other program in the Canons or Nikons, it actually recognizes that you sent that, even if you shot in RAW, right? Where Lightroom doesn't recognize that. It doesn't say, oh, you shot in Vivid, but there's a RAW profile called Vivid that you can apply. I can't think of any reason to use those programs. Are slow and clunky, and then you're going to have to wind up going to Lightroom or something anyway. I can't think of any reason I could tell you with a straight face to use that software. Period.
Yeah. No,
all right, we're way over. We're like 13 minutes over. Let's get some winners, Mr. Kuna.
Yeah.
Who's winning stuff today?
We've got Michelle Shazako is winning the Platypod accessory kit and the Platypod. So we're doing a bundle deal there. So we got Platypod and the accessories. John Dukes is winning the Boris Effects optics.
Ooh, nice.
Then we got Shannon Barnard is winning the Slick Pick account. And then we got Woostein, I guess just Woostein, is winning your iPhone book. So there you go.
Hey, Woostein, let us know if you want the print or the ebook. We'll get you either one you want.
Yeah, so and if you won, just email us over at gridprize@kelby1.com. We'll verify your information and then send you out your prize. There you go.
Just that easy. Well, my friends, we've completely run out of time for this fantastic episode of Fine Day on the Grid. It's a great day. Now, next week, I'm asking you guys, what's next week? What starts on Monday but really kicks off on Tuesday and Wednesday? Anybody? Wildlife Conference. Thank you. So I hope to see you there.
Don't forget Daylight Savings Time.
Now, there's no Grid next week, right? Because the conference is going.
Yes.
So next week, the Grid is on hiatus, which is a fancy word for we ain't doing the Grid next week.
There you go.
Any other important stuff coming? Hope your launch comes off
conference. Tonight. Yeah. Set your clocks ahead. This is the bad one.
Wait a minute.
Spring ahead.
This weekend is...
That's what I was saying. Spring ahead.
Gosh, it's already here?
Yeah.
Springtime is among us. Set your clocks forward or whatever. Back or forward?
Forward. Spring ahead, fall back.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks to all of our sponsors. I want to thank my crew that came in today to do the Grid.
Yeah.
Ron over in streaming. And Mike is switching the show today. Did a lovely job by Mike. Keeps getting better and better.
Oh, yes.
And
so we got Magic Juan over there.
We got Magic Juan on the cameras. We got Christina. And by the way, Christina is the moderator, but Christina also runs our entire video operations. So she's awesome and cool, way beyond just here on the grid. I work with her all the time, like all morning before we actually did the grid. So thanks to her. She does a wonderful job, and it is a joy to have her here. Thank you, guys. Mr. Kuna?
Yeah.
Good luck tonight.
Appreciate it.
See you guys week after next, and hopefully we'll see a bunch of you at the Wildlife Conference next week. Yeah. Have a good one. Stay safe, and we'll see you then.
Ask any wildlife photographer, and they'll tell you there's a pretty unique thrill that happens when you capture a beautiful wildlife image. You're right there in that split second where your subject, your camera, and your creative vision all come together to create something special. Great wildlife images help us connect to nature, and a great one can tug at your heartstrings, bring a tear to your eye, or help foster a personal connection with the species. A great wildlife photo stays with you, whether it's that image of a soaring bird in flight or a tiger stalking its prey. Being able to capture that moment, that natural behavior, their curiosity or their strength, it's a rare chance to study these amazing animals up close and personal. It's what's drawn so many photographers to this wonderful genre. Creating these truly unique images isn't just luck and a long lens. It's technique, it's planning, knowing the right locations, the right settings, the post-processing secrets, and having it all come together at the precise moment. It's part art, part craft, and a whole lot of fun. This March, a team of some of the world's most gifted wildlife photographers is coming together with one goal in mind: to help you capture the greatest wildlife images of your life. They're here to help you understand the whole process from start to finish, and how to capture the type of wildlife images you've always dreamed of. Images that make folks look at your images and just say, wow. You'll learn how to photograph their range of emotions and pro tips for capturing a rare glimpse into their world. The timing, the composition, the gear, the settings. You're going to learn it all from the best in the business. It's 2 full days online, and it's open to everyone who longs to create truly exceptional images of nature, its unique inhabitants, and their surroundings. This is the Wildlife Photography Conference, coming March 16th through 17th, 2021, with a special pre-conference session the day before on what makes a great wildlife photo. The breathtaking beauty and diversity of the natural world await. Come and join us on this remarkable journey